you realize that the deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua, was in Rift Valley for better part of this weekend. Was in Nandi and Kericho. So yesterday he was in Nandi, he was in Kericho to attend Thanksgiving ceremony for PS Rono, who is the PS, the Ministry of Water and Irrigation. And today he was in Nandi, also to attend some interdenominational service there. There is something that I have noticed in all those two, that Rigathi is only accompanied by the Rift Valley MPs. The Mount Kenya UDA caucus were not in the Rift, not even that interdenominational service. Now, Bunge is in recess. It's a weekend. Musalia Mudavadi was in Western na alikuwa na wabunge wa NC wawili. Not even the UDA MPs were with him. Now, Rigathi Gachagua also was in the Rift na alikuwa peke yake. It's unusual. It's unusual. That's one thing that we have to look at. And I followed it even, and I'm even asking myself a question. PS Rono, waziri wake ni Alice Wahome. Alice Wahome did not fly with the president to Addis Ababa. He's not part of the presidential delegation. She didn't attend it. Amongst others, even Mount Kenya, the CS when you attend ni Murkomen, the one in Kericho. So there is an image, there is a perception that is coming out that Gachagua is working closely with the Rift MPs and an isolation from the mountain. And it has lately been avoiding the mountain. I'll tell you why. You know, nothing happens in politics just for the sake of it. Didn't you know when he was launching some project, some Masomo Bora project in Kiharu, he brought together members of parliament, quite a number from Central and from the Rift Valley. And there is one speaker who spoke in Kikuyu language, dialect, and he was saying that Nyoro is equally up to the task to take over from Rigathi. And he insinuated of the fact that hiyo kitu imetoka ikawapita ikaenda Nyeri, sasa inafaa irudi hapo. In fact, that speaker was speaking in terms of this Mount Kenya Supremacy battle moving forward. So that, and I remember media picked up that story, and when Ndini Nyoro was asked, he said that, look here, we don't have a problem, we are working comfortable, but palipo na moshi, you can't doubt. So something is happening, and that's what I wanted to tell you. That's one thing I wanted to make. When you listened to Rigathi's speech today, he was saying that kazi yake State House ni kupanga-panga, you know, ni kuhakikisha watu wamepangwa, and making a statement there that he wants people who were supporting William Ruto to be given jobs first. Remember, now there is a very very serious lobby for the position of the CS, and it's believed that is the last position that maybe wale wenye wanakuwa wamebaki sasa, strong allies were expecting they are going to be rewarded with those positions. Actually, those are just positions for rewarding for your political friends. His language is that of cementing the Rift Valley vote. Now, I want to tell you something. It is not a coincidence that UDA MPs are not around Rigathi. It could be by making. My theory would be that maybe they are coalescing, they are caucusing around William Ruto. And remember, William Ruto said he did not want the regional caucusing, the Western Caucus, Central Caucus, Wapi Caucus. He said he did not want that caucusing because ilikuwa inampatia pressure. I think people now pushing different agendas, and it's it is a breeding ground for loyalty, for disloyalty. And probably there was a strategy to dismantle the caucuses. Not even those Jubilee members that they camped to UDA the other day were with Rigathi. What happened is there is a very deep struggle for Mount Kenya succession. And the rope that, according to me, has neutralized, or rather has deflated Rigathi Gachagua is one thing. Remember the tea, coffee, and milk reform that was given? That's what has slowed him down. That is what has slowed him down, because there is a very strong indication that it's a failed mission. He was in Kericho, and Kericho is one of the counties, Kericho is the largest tea growing county. And the issue of the tea reform touches on Kericho. One of the political commentators from that region was telling me that he skipped talking about the coffee story. He skipped talking about the coffee and the tea reforms. In fact, he has stopped talking about it. Even when they were in Nakuru, people were expecting that, because that is something that he was talking about immediately, he was to use that coffee and tea to come out as a man who is fighting for the rights of the people, and that then will topple those who he believes are cartels in that industry, and were actually against them. But that has stopped. Kindly subscribe to our channel. For those who are watching for the first time, click the notification bell and like our video, and through that you're also helping us to grow the channel. Tea, coffee, and milk reform. That rope imenyonga Rigathi. It is what is at stake as far as Mount Kenya supremacy battle is concerned. And I want to tell you why he's under siege because of that. Nothing has failed. They're no longer talking about it. I think I'm seeing more meetings with the Jalangos and the Wazungus, the Caucasians, development partners, and some few officers here and there, and some few governors here and there. But in terms of the way it was being pushed, the tea and the coffee story was being pushed in the public to win the public trust, and of course to connect with the people. But that has been withdrawn from his speeches. Maybe the strategists have done that. And I want to tell you, I have a strong feeling that the UDA Mount Kenya team that are also angling for that position are using it as the rope. Rigathi is under siege. This is what will be used to expose, and it has been used to expose and deflate him in terms of influence. I told you that if Rigathi will succeed in the coffee, tea, and in fact, even on tea, coffee and milk reforms, as they said, then atakuwa amechukua, hata kivai president atakuwa amemake, because coffee is a very strong economic pillar, product for Gema. Watoto wengi wamesomeshwa na hiyo. I've been trying to talk to people who are telling me, Kevin, it was wengi sisi tumesomeshwa na coffee. Yeah. And it is something that is at the heart of the people of Gema. Now, that has deflated him. Number two, is under siege because failure to do that seems to be bringing cracks, because he has succumbed to the said cartels. You know, that sector, I remember when he was giving a speech in Meru, I think Meru and Tarakaniti was saying that rise to side. How watu ni wabaya. Himself, he was a bit worried that this might crush him. Now, if he fails to do it, the understanding or how the tide can change against him is that alipewa hiyo kazi, lakini sasa akaside na hawa, which is a possibility. When interests converge, Wanjiku will sit at the back. Because interests will converge at the table, and when interests converge at the table, you'll be kicked away from that table. Don't you see that a strong indication that Rigathi is under siege is what Moses Kuria is doing? Moses Kuria is a trade CS and has met, I don't know how many presidents. He has met more presidents in Africa here than even the foreign affairs CS, Alfred Mutua. Political analysts also argue that some of the roles that Kuria is playing could be or are supposed to be done by Rigathi. Rigathi has attended two international, I think out of the country, I think twice. The one is in Angola, and I think there was also one in Cape Verde, if I'm not wrong. But serious meetings, he has never gone out for serious meetings. Of course, he can't go out when the president is out. So the making of Moses Kuria is also seen as a way of suppressing Rigathi. And that's why I tell you that with this coffee story, your company power, very good strategy to neutralize him. Lastly, the global forces in the tea, coffee, and milk, and let me just tea and coffee sector have successfully complicated Rigathi Gachagua's effort to bring his purported sanity there. In real sense, Mount Kenya UDA camp is abandoning Rigathi. I have a strong feeling, strong indication that with the conduct this weekend, it should be worrying. Because what Ruto Yuko, the person who was here is Rigathi, but he walked all along. It's because something is not happening. And what this space, Ndindi Nyoro is William Ruto's best friend. Actually, I think Nyoro was more close to Ruto than even Rigathi. Rigathi became close to Ruto because of the DP post. Let's meet tomorrow, guys.